What's good, air signs? This Divinity Gems back again. Wanted to just do a elemental full moon reading. So let's get into ours because it's just so much energy. As I said on the weeklies, there's so much energy up there, and it is what I feel is a monumental full moon that we are having on July 27th. So let us be prepared and let's just do one overall reading for just the 27th itself and the surrounding days of the weekend. So the 27th through the 30th we'll be doing just for our air signs. So this is for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini right here. Let's get our overall energy and then we'll pull another black moon astrology card. If you are missed this week's, I pulled one of these and they are proven to be very useful on my astrology energy. Just being able to put the energies together with the overall reading has been really successful with that deck. So I'm going to pull our overall 9-card spread for my air signs and then we'll follow it up with a black moon astrology. Got all kind of flippers want to come out. I'm going to leave those. My air signs. Let's do our 9-card spread. And this deck also has reverse, so I'm going to read the reversals. And this is the 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck in reverse. It's all about the perception of who has the upper hand. So if it's upright, you're riding on a flying dragon and you have the upper hand. But if we're not thinking clearly, their swords pointed at us and we're upside down and they have the upper hand. So it's all about our thinking on this week. And let's just see how the reading goes overall. This is a general reading. It is for all 3 air signs as a collective. So just take from it what you can. If you cannot, then go and consult your individual sign readings. But yeah, general readings, just take from it what you can. Knight of Wands is in reverse to start out with. So Knight of Wands rides off to take action, and right now we are kind of in reverse on this action as the Knight of Wands. He also has some preconceived ideas about what he can and can't accomplish in his life. So when he's in upright, those doubts that he had, those fears, those insecurities are just blown away at that moment, and he just jumps into action with that fire element. But in reverse, it's still holding on to those I can't, and I can't move this, and I can't make this happen type of energy, or what we feel we're lacking, or I can't do that because I have to do this, this, and this, and just making it seem very impossible, creating these mountains that we create in our mind, stuff that's small, but we turn them into a mountain to overcome. Is that type of energy, that type of thinking that has to be changed in order for us to get back to believing in ourselves and knowing what we can and what we can bring to ourselves and what we can accomplish. The 8 of Wands is in reverse next. So this is the action. This is the direction. This is moving forward with clear insight. I'm feeling like these two are in reverse because of the same reason. Just not being sure of ourselves. Those doubtlets. That, well, I feel like I can do it, but those type of doubtlets keep us standing still and keep us from moving. And if action is needed, if it's saying fire energy is needed, which is what the wands are. If fire energy is needed, it's about action. Like the fire signs take. Our Aries, our Sagittarius, they jump into action when things, need to change. So it's about us not jumping into action right now to make the changes that we want to change while those 2 cards are in reverse. 7 of Swords is in reverse as well. So sometimes just getting out of our own way. And it looks like these birds on this card are playing keep away with his swords, like they're playing with his mental. So, he's picking up his swords and he's got this look on his face like he's just been tricked and he just got. But he also has this look to me that he just figured it out. So in reverse, we have not figured out, who's playing with us, quite possibly mentally, or what thoughts in our heads are allowing us that certain type of energy to not believe in ourselves, to not believe that we can accomplish certain things, or will it ever happen? I feel like when he's in reverse, you have that feeling of, is this ever going to get better? And so we take no actions because of the doubts that start to build up when we don't see the tangible results. That's where I feel these two are in reverse. These three are in reverse 4. It's just about the mentality of our energy right now and what we're believing that we can do for ourselves. 5 of Cups. Okay, so she's upright. 5 of Cups was upright. And this is about that loss, emotional loss. So maybe this is why we're feeling a little woe is me and things aren't moving and we're feeling like it's a game and it's playing with our emotions. We're feeling that emotional loss. We're feeling just not so good about how things are going and not being able to bring in the things that we're trying to bring in for ourselves. But it is once again, like this card, all about your perception. You think it's one way, you think they have the upper hand. You think life is attacking you from all angles. But if you spin it around and just change your perception on it, you are above them. You are flying above the battle. You have wings. So this gives you the upper hand if you have wings to fly above and raise above a certain situation and attack it from the top, which is a higher spiritual level that you want to be attacking it from. So it's about your perception of why these cards are in reverse at this time, how you're thinking about the situation, and why you're in this type of energy, quite possibly feeling a loss of some sort, just because of your perception is not clear at this moment. It's upside down right now. So you're not seeing that you actually have the upper hand with the actions that you take would give you the upper hand. That's why I feel like the lost card is out. Judgment is in reverse as well. So you haven't made a decision on any of this as of yet. It's in reverse. Judgment is being reserved until you get some more clarity on what all of this is. While you're feeling like this, it's never a good time to pass judgment. So I'm knowing why that card is in reverse as well. But the Emperor is out and he is upright. And this is the king of the world, in my opinion. This is the one that has accomplished all of those elements and brought the greatest of those elements into himself so that he can make wise decisions for in any situation. He got it. He knows how to handle it because he's been through it all. And you make the wisest decisions as the Emperor. So with the Emperor being upright, I'm feeling like this energy is only temporary, Earth sign. This is a temporary feeling of energy across this full moon, possibly. Could be suffering some type of loss of a friend or family member that you didn't feel or that you felt like was there for you and they weren't there for you. That type of typical type of loss, type of feelings, like you just feel a little down. And because things aren't moving either, that causes you to mentally just stay in your head a little bit, a lot. In reverse, causes you to stay in your head and just overthink things. And that's when you get to feeling down. And woe is me. That's when you get to feeling like somebody else has the upper hand over you. But this Emperor energy should soon come behind that energy. And then you quickly realize that you've had the upper hand all along when you have that Empress and that Emperor energy there. The Empress is out as well. She is pregnant on this picture. So she is the same way as the Emperor. This is how I know this situation will change for you. If not for some of us that haven't been believing in ourselves or believing in what we know we can accomplish by the actions that we take. For those people, that feeling is going to bring about a change. But for those others who are already operating on Emperor status, if you're already feeling like, the king of the world at this point, that you are a master of those types of things and that you know not to take things in a negative perspective, but to always see the positive in a situation as the Emperor and Empress, you already know that. So you're knowing, even if things are not looking the greatest right now, you still know to have and hold on to your joy because you know that those things are going to change and that situation is only temporary. So you're not looking at it as an emotional loss, though it may be an irritating thing to wait on your things to come in. You're not necessarily looking at it as a sad thing because you know what it is. You know what you have to do. So if you are embodying Emperor or Empress energy, then you're above and you're definitely looking at this situation like you got the upper hand. It's just a matter of time. So that's the difference between some of us, as this is a general spread across the 3 air signs. For some of us, you know who you are. If you're operating on this status, you're just waiting to bring your ships in. You've been waiting patiently, and you always know you have the upper hand because of who you are. But for those of us that have those doubts, as the Knight of Wands in reverse, those of us who doubt our abilities to make things happen, for those of us who feel our action or our insight and direction has been stagnant right now, and we just don't know which way to go, and we're looking at the situation like everybody else is having the upper hand over us. We're feeling a loss emotionally. We're feeling a little toyed with mentally. That's that energy that is going to be changed, I do believe, across this full moon as well for you. This is what goes along with that side of the story. It's not believing. It's believing that a situation is tougher than it is to get out of. So if you look at her really closely, she is apparently wrapped up. It would seem that she's tied up. You know, she's blindfolded, so she can't see what's going on. She can't see that those ropes are being held by some birds' beaks, and that those swords that have surrounded her are wide enough for her to just do a little spin and release all this here and get out of this situation. But because you're blind, sometimes you feel like those are chains versus these little ribbons that these birds are holding that you can just simply rip out. It seems a lot worse than it is. when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, it just feels a lot worse than it is. So that's where you get the 5 of Cups energy. That's where you feel saddened by this right here. You feel very sad because you think you are stuck in something. It feels like you are stuck, but this is mental. This is mentally being stuck in a certain place. So that's where I feel like a lot of this is coming into play about your perception. Once again, it's a mental thing. It's about your mind. It's about your mind and your perception of things and how you look at them. Page of Cups is the last cup out, and she is upright. This is someone wanting to bring in love into their life. This is somebody just looking down and putting it out there that I think I'm ready for somebody to be in this cup. And she's kind of closing her eyes and praying upon it and just seeing what it is that she truly desires so that she can make that wish later on for that type of love. So if you have not made that wish yet, you quite possibly are thinking about it, or it's on your mind right now of how you want to bring in something into your life. Love related, relationship related, but definitely your perception of if things are good or bad right now is going to dictate whether or not you want that type of love. So once you get where you want to get, air sign, I do believe that you'll be able to bring in pretty much anything you desire. Definitely as those of us that are operating on Empress and Emperor energy, you are bringing in and manifesting those things that you desire because you've just been there, done that enough to know how to proceed at this point. So when we don't see situations play out, we have the sense enough to wait on those things to play out. Yeah, there's the wish. There's the wish. As the 9 of Cups, she's putting it out there. She's putting that wish out there. So you can put your wishes out there, air sign, and make them come true. Make them come true. But it's all about your perception of what you want, what you desire, and why. Is it going to help you? Is it going to make you a better person? And this is for those that are not. Like I said, the Emperor, Empress, that's for those that are already on that path and know it. Those people don't have that lost feeling. Those people don't have that perspective of I don't have the upper hand. Like I said, the Emperor and Empress always knows that they have the upper hand, but more so towards those people who was having that King of Wands energy in reverse, those ones that weren't believing in their ability, that their actions directly affect their wishes and dreams. That's who that's for. So your wishes, what you want directly, is impacted by your actions. If you want it, you have to go do it, take actions to get it in some type of way. It doesn't just get handed to you. It doesn't. So that's the thing that needs to change in your mentality, how you can take those actions and become like that Empress, Emperor energy, where you just know you got it, where you know and you're not ever worried about, because you know you always have the upper hand. Get one more clarifier. The 9 of Swords. So this is when she just kind of rests, because she is just kind of a little bit overwhelmed by the situation. So she rests, but she's not trapped in any kind of way. And when she's done resting, because she's just a little tired at this moment, when she's done resting, she's going to pick up her sword and carry on. But this is that rest period that you need. I'm really feeling like this is a rest period that she is taking because she has to regain strength in order to finish accomplishing what she needs to accomplish. Sometimes we do get to that point where we feel like, oh, I give up on this because we've just drained a lot of our energy trying to go after it. But it's telling you, yeah, after you get your rest, hit it again, go back after it, because these are the things that get you that wish fulfilled. It is about the actions that you take. So she's just sleeping it off mentally because she's been in her head a lot. She needs to sleep it off mentally. And then she'll get back up and then she'll go after it. She'll know which way to go after she takes that nap. That's an important nap sometimes. When you just exhausted yourself, and sometimes you have a whole fresh new perspective when you wake up after you're well rested. So that's a good card to come out as a clarifier as well. And then the High Priestess is upright. It's about making it happen for yourself. The High Priestess is very wise, very magical and mystical. She makes it happen for herself. So if you know the things that you're supposed to do, this goes along with that Emperor side. The High Priestess is also that person. She's about her business, and she knows how to make things happen and accomplish things and bring things in based on the actions of herself, based on what she does, what she requires, what she desires. She brings in those things by taking those actions that bring them to her. That falls in line with my emperors and my empresses. But for those of you who are the King of Wands in reverse, you know who you are. It is about flipping that card upside down and making it work for you, taking that same energy, flipping it, and then pushing it forward towards your hope and dreams so that you can bring them and return them to you with the desired result. Oh my God, I feel Mercury retrograde already on my words. I feel it. Black Moon. Let's go ahead and pull this Black Moon astrology card for the air signs, for the collective. See what's going on for this full moon, July 27th, for my air signs. Can we get a card to embody the overall energy for air signs, July 27th and through the weekend, but definitely July 27th. Full moon, blood moon, while the whole planet and heaven spin backwards. Some energy up there, y'all, that haven't been here in 100 years. So we got 2 out. I'm going to hold both of these for my air signs. 8th house, endings and beginnings. And Chiron, healing. Let's check those out, air signs. 118. Okay, so the quote for endings and beginnings. My rotting body, flowers. Start over. From my rotting body, flowers shall grow, and I am in them, and that is eternity. Edward Munich. Let's read that again. From my rotting body, flowers shall grow, and I in them, and that is eternity. Energy never dies, y'all. It just lives forever, transforms, never dies. All right, let's get the brief. Transformation, the afterlife, the beginning or the end, being born again, witchcraft, candle burning, rituals, spells, curses, and jinxes, psychic gifts, premonitions and darker side, power and control, people driven by power, sabotage, issues of trust, who to trust or what to trust, keeping secrets, graves and cemeteries, sewers, nighttime, ancient Egypt, the Celts, seeing rivals or competition where there may be none, guarding your little acre, what a partner owns, being investigated, being either clever or sneaky, sharper focus, spying, oil and gas wells, pollutions, blight, serpents, illicit love affairs, never feeling loved enough, feeling strongly tied to someone, sexual joy, orgasms, heavy petting, the Kama Sutra, the genitals, lower colon and anus, fame and money, hauntings, spirit entities, ghosts of relatives who have passed on, failed relationships, being led on to new ones. Corresponding card is the 9 of Swords. It's kind of deep there. So transformations. This is the death and the rebirth, the afterlife. This is, like I said on the quote, this is energy. Knowing that energy never dies, is only transferred, transformed, but it still remains energy. So this is about just taking our energy from one place to another. The transforming of our energy goes back to some lines in here that made me think of some cards that came out in the spread. Seeing rivals or competition where there may be none. That is definitely that 7 card with the dragon and changing your perception. I think I put it back in the deck. But changing your perception to see if you have the upper hand. That was definitely, to me, made me feel that card. Just knowing how to look at the situation. Guarding your little acre. All right. And then you get into the love side and the sexual and the orgasm and all that stuff, Kama Sutra and stuff. It's that energy as well. That thing that makes us feel alive. And sexual energy definitely makes us feel alive. But in your spread, I didn't see it overall being definitely about sexual energy. More so is just what you believe in yourself and what you feel you can accomplish. So that determination, that drive is the same passion for life that you would have towards passion that you would have sexually, is that same passion for life that you would have towards what you're trying to accomplish goal-wise for yourself. And trying to see if there was anything else in there. Feeling strongly tied to someone, that type of thing. But yeah, that was the biggest one. Seeing rivals or competition where there may be none. Just how you looking at things may be worse than they even are. So just being cautious about that. But new beginnings, endings and new beginnings coming across this full moon. So the ending of one way of life going into a new beginning for us is happening, and is always, always for the better. It's not to make us ever go backwards. So you should always look forward to the ending as not a scary thing to see that door close, because you know that next door is opening up for your air sign. Other card out was Chiron, and that is about healing. Let's see the message of that card as well. Healing 46. All right, so the quote is, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Rumi. Okay. Card in brief: a bridge between the tangible and intangible. Shamanism, facing yourself. Journeys, the higher mind. Religious ideas, heeding the call. Deep listening, being bold. A journey through darkness. Spiritual growth after abandonment. A difficult or painful passage. Deep inner healing. Therapy, having to seek medical aid quickly and unexpectedly. Medical tests. Homeopathic medicine. Chiropractors, issues with the spine, bones, and internal organs, the need to heal or be healed. A wounding of trust, accidents, falls, sometimes getting hurt, feeling the pain of others, healing or teaching others via your own pain, empathy, kindness, duty, responsibility, unnecessary worry, what you do as routine, tedium, job changes in connection with self-healing, publishing in the areas of alternative health and traditional medicine, home remedies or learning about health benefits through the natural world, writing, being out in nature, the colors green and brown, survival, and the corresponding tarot card would be the Hangman. So it is the same as that dragon card, changing your perception. The Hangman is hanging upside down traditionally in tarot because it is the need to change your perception of your perspective, your thinking on something. So you've been looking at it this way. It's time to hang upside down and see if you can see it differently. And so that's exactly what healing is. It is just, I want to say scars or things that deeply affected us in a certain way. Healing those things is understanding those things, understanding why we did certain things emotionally, why certain things happened to us. And to heal those things, honesty is involved. We bring them up. Those things come up. And it says it's difficult or painful passage. So deep inner healing, therapeutic. That's when you go way down to the root cause of why this thing hurt you. This is when somebody gets you to open up and talk about those things honestly, those things that we buried and we're too embarrassed to talk about. That's changing your perception on seeing that, hey, those things may not have been as bad as you made them. We call them our skeletons, but most of the time we needed to change our perception on why those things were even skeletons in the first place. Because most of the time those things were very necessary to us healing and growing into the person that we were supposed to come. So if they never would have happened, we wouldn't have had anything to come along to make us or change us, to hang us upside down for a second and make us see it a different way. So the situations, good and bad, in hindsight, I know it doesn't feel good when we're going through them, but in hindsight, those were the very things that made us more mature in life, that made us better people going forward. And as we got older and we learned more and we matured more through our experiences. So those were the healing things, the things that we went through, the things that we healed from actually made us stronger and made us a better person and made us grow. So we can't run from that healing. We need that healing in order to become a better person. So anything that's left out there for my people that were the King of Wands in reverse, I'm not talking to my emperors and my empresses and my high priestess. I'm talking about those who still struggle with that. That is what is changing across this full moon. That type of healing is coming to you so that you can become the emperor, the empress, the high priestess, so that you can embrace those energies and your own power. Once you are healed completely, that is replaced with power and wisdom. You know exactly how to proceed the next time those situations come up, and you do so successfully because you become the emperor, the empress, the high priestess. You understand, and so you take proper actions and you make better decisions and you have an overall better outcome with your life in general. That's what I am seeing for my air signs across this full moon. So some of us still have some work to do, and some of us are already there and just maintaining. That's what I see as air signs. So for those of you that are maintaining, continue to maintain. Happy full moon to you, because some changes are coming to the planet that I think a lot of us have been waiting to see play out. So we're just interested and excited about seeing all this heavenly energy, like I said, that hasn't been around for 100 years. Let's just see what's going to change in the world. Let's see how this plays out. I'm definitely interested in seeing how it plays out in the world in general. I know we got a lot of weather going crazy right now. We got a lot of politics involved that look very different from anything we've ever seen in our lifetime. So let's just see how the whole thing plays about. What I'm knowing that it is to definitely bring about changes for the better and not for the worse. Obviously, we're trying to go forward and not backwards. So just embrace the change. Don't be afraid of the change, because unless the old falls down, we can't bring in the new positive successfully. So just keep that in mind this weekend, and just be ready and be prepared, because energy comes and it's moving pretty fast. So things can happen out of the blue and they're going to seem to just change your life overnight with this type of moon. So just want you guys to be prepared and aware. That is your full moon reading for July 27th. Energy carries over a couple days, so I will take this energy all the way through the weekend and just really own and embrace who we are as a people and what we want to bring into our life and why. And that will help, us see our perspective from the right angle. Definitely always want to have the upper hand, air sign, and you should and you will, depending on the course of actions you take for what you want to bring into your life. All right, till then, I'm Divinity Gems.